everyone, my name is Rhonda Robson and thank you so much for joining me on my Fluid Art channel. Today's video is an experiment trying to get that web look that you get with a Bloom technique and using different types of materials, because sometimes you may want something similar to the Bloom technique, but you don't necessarily have those materials around. So I just wanted to kind of play today. So I did 4 experiments using the same colors and then blooming it or having that top cell activator in white and in black. So the first experiment that you're going to see today is this one, which is just Floetrol and the Blick's paint. And this is the white. It made some good webbing, some good cells. You've got kind of like a blob in the middle. Maybe that was just because I had too much. I did notice that in this one I had a little bit too much of the cell activator on the top. Maybe I went down too much instead of across. But anyway, this is the results that I got, and you're going to be able to see that. The black is a little bit harder to see, and I just haven't had much luck with Blick's black and then the Blick's colors going together. It seems like that, yeah, the black is very, it overtakes it and it's opaque, and so unfortunately the colors just didn't pop as well once it's dried. So alright, so that was experiment number 1. Experiment number 2, and that's of course with just the Floetrol. Experiment number 2, I sprayed the silicone on it, and here's the white one, and it made some really cool effects. Here's the black one. It didn't do as well. And with the silicone, I don't know if you can kind of see that, but it also indented it a little bit. So if you don't want that texture, definitely this may not be the one that you want to go with. But I was really impressed with this one. I thought it was kind of cool. It has kind of like a, I don't know, stained glass look. So this one worked pretty good. And I forgot to mention that in this I spin it. So not only do I blow it across, but I also am spinning it as well. So the next one is silicone mixed in with the Floetrol, and I mixed it really well so that I could get smaller cells. And then I was hoping to stretch out the cells with spinning it. Here's what I got with the white one. It looks really pretty good. I was pretty impressed with it. It seemed like the cells didn't hold together though as well as I would have liked it to, the webbing portion of it. It looks alright, but it's not probably the one that I would choose. But you know, if you only have silicone, you can do this, and you can spin it or stretch it however you want to do that. The black was a little bit better than some of the other black ones. It's hard to see it. I'll have pictures in it, but and maybe if I did a gloss finish over this, maybe it would pop the colors a little bit more. Yeah, there's some cells in here and some webbing that did happen there. All right, the final one, which is my favorite, and I've actually now utilized that a couple times, is using the wood conditioner. And that's this right here. I use this Minwax stain wood conditioner, and it stinks, but it stinks like literally stinks. But it is probably the best one, and all I did was put that in my mix of Floetrol and then my paint, and it worked really nicely. Let me show you the black one. The black one didn't work as well, but I just think that it's because of the opaqueness of the black color. And not the other colors just didn't pop, so you can't really see it there. But this is the result of the white, and it really did a really nice job, especially right here in the middle, a couple areas off to the sides, but you can kind of see, I'm sorry, but my light's kind of reflecting that, but you can kind of see that too as well. All right, well, enough of me talking about the final results. Let's get you down on the canvas and let me show you that. It's going to be a longer video because I've got 8 different experiments that I'm doing essentially in this one video. Thanks for joining me today. Let's get you down on the canvases, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell. That way you can get notified when I have a new video up. All right, well, I've talked way too long. Let's get you down on these canvases and show you these experiments. All right, bye for now. Bye. So today's video is experimenting. I've got 8 canvases here. Small ones ready to go. I've got my pool, my teeny tiny pool here to do my spinning of it. I've got a little Lazy Susan with some tape on the top to help stick this down just a tad. And then I made sure that everything was level. And I've got my cups off to the side, all ready to go. So we're ready. Let's get you down and let's have some fun today. This is not about composition. It's just about trying to figure out how to do the webbing that you get from a Bloom technique, and just different ways you can do that. Okay, everyone, so I have 8 canvases ready to go, just little 12 by 12s. And I've got push pins, big, large push pins in on all of these. So I'm going to get them out of the way except for one. And the one, and I have a canvas down here to help with just letting the paint drip off. This is just a puppy pool with puppy pads. That's kind of funny. Around here I've got everything level, so that way it's level this way and that way. And then I'm going to be putting my Lazy Susan in the middle and then putting this on top, and then we'll spin. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that on there. There, now it's level. Okay, so I've got that on there, and I'm going to be doing a combo of black and white. So the first one I'm going to do is just black and white. The first 2 I'm going to do is without anything in it except for Dick Blick's paint, 4-to-1 ratio of 4 parts Floetrol. That's this right here, 4 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint, and a little bit of water. I put about 3.6 ounces of paint to 1.4 ounces of water, or 0.14 ounces of water, I should say. So it is a nice thick consistency. So I will bring this over to you so that you can see the consistency of all of my black and white. So here you go. So as you can see, it's really thick. It's kind of hard to see it probably, but it sits on top of the surface of paint for a good second. 1, 2, yeah. So that's the consistency. Let me show you in white in case you can't see it. I never know until I'm actually watching this as I'm editing it, if you can see it or not. Yeah, it sits on top for a good second. 1, almost 2. So, okay, so those are without. And then what I have done is I have layered my cups. So this one right here is going to be with the darker blue on the top, and I showed you how I layered these cups already. It was ultramarine blue and phthalo blue, yellow, and red. And the sandwich on this one is the darker blue. So that's what we're going to do on this one. So let's start with white. Put that off to the side here. I'll put this off here. All right, so we're going to start with white, and then the phthalo blue as the darker on the top. Let me get my gloves on. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of this in the middle, kind of like a puddle, or a pillow, if you will, kind of that people have talked about when they're doing the Bloom techniques. And then I'm just going to do a ring pour, okay? So And I did it off to the side. I wanted to kind of see what that looked like off to the side, so I'm just going to travel it a little bit. Okay. So we're just doing the regular white on top. Just going to drizzle a little bit of white. And then we're just going to use the blow dryer and blow it out a little bit. Okay, and so remember, this is only Floetrol and Blick white, so I'm just gonna now let it kind of go to the center, kind of start getting a little bit of those cells and webbing out. I'm gonna push this way a little bit. And it is, you've got to be careful with your blow dryer if you're using it, or when you blow, that you just don't go down. It's like it's almost across the surface of the paint. Okay, so now I'm going to use my torch. Just kind of get some of the air bubbles out. Let that go back in just a little bit, and then we're going to spin it. Okay, let's spin it. Let's move it this way just a tad. Let's get it all in the center. I think my hair dryer kind of pushed it a little bit. It's got some lacing, right? But you know, you've got this big spot in the middle here. So I'm just going to kind of let this one sit. It's pretty much off the sides. I don't have some off this side over here, so I'm going to spin it again. Whoa! I was trying not to make it move, but it moved. But anyway, okay. So that's that one. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in the dry area and just let it sit. But it's got some cool effect, you know. I mean, this is kind of cool. So, not bad. We'll do the black one, exact same technique, texture, that type of stuff next. And let me just see. It's got some air bubbles in it, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop those while I'm here. And that probably is going to pull up some more cells, if you will, from underneath. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, experiment number 2, using the same colors that I just did. This one right here, but black. So this one has nothing in it. It is just Blicks and Floetrol. And then the same thing with this is Blicks and Floetrol. So we're not going to be using any cells at all, but we will put a pillow down of black. Whoops, yuck. Get that off there. Okay, so let's get a pillow. Doggone it. This is how you learn, is by doing. right? And testing and trying out. Too much black. That's okay. We'll see how it comes out dry now. So I decided that because I have enough paint, I really want to see what this would look like if I just put a little bit of black on there. I don't want to wait until it dries. So I'm going to go ahead and use just a tad bit of this black as a puddle. We already have quite a bit of puddle already in there with the other paint. So I'm just going to do that. And then I'll fill another cup up here in a moment for my next experiment. But I really want to go back to this. This is the first one. So we have just Floetrol in the black that I'm going to put on the top. So, all right, let's just go ahead and do this. Okay, well, at least I redid that first one, and we'll be able to see it a little bit better now. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and put this in the drying area and let it dry. I do see some lacing happening, just not what you would hope to have, the webbing that we want in a bloom, but we'll see what happens when it's dried. Okay. Okay, so our lesson learned on that one, that first set, was don't put too much of the middle color that you're trying to use with the webbing. What I've decided to do with this next one is I'm going to spray silicone on the white that I do not have any anything but Floetrol and paint in there, and then I'm just going to take this after I blow it out and I'm going to spray on there. I don't know what kind of effect to get, but we'll see. Okay, so let's create a pillow here. Just create just a little puddle right here in the middle. Let's blow it out. And now, next, spray silicone. Oops, of course. Tilting not enough. There we go. So it's got some really cool webbing happening. I could tell that this is where the silicone was sprayed. Let's turn this sprayed over here. I can tell that oh, that's cool. Looks like Spider-Man. So I can tell I blew a little too much of the blue into the yellow, so that's what's creating this green over here. I'm just going to kind of touch up the sides. And get underneath. But it's got a really cool effect, spraying, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the black. Looks really muddy in the sense that the way I did the blow, it probably would have looked prettier if I didn't blow the colors together. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is, even though this is webbed, I'm gonna, on half of it, I'm gonna blowtorch it, because my fear is that it's just gonna pop up a bunch of cells instead of keeping the webbed look. But let's just see, okay? So on the red-green side, I'm gonna blowtorch. On the blue side, I am not, okay? And then we'll just see what happens. And because there's white paint underneath there, that's why those little white dots come up like that. All right, another cool way to do some webbing is just spray a little bit of silicone on it. Let's try it with the black one next. All right, bye. Okay, so experiment number 2 with black. Let's put a puddle in the center, black. Kind of cool. I'm gonna have to remember that the next time I want to do one. So, something different. Okay, now this one, we're gonna put a little bit of black in the center. This is, again, just Floetrol, a little bit of water, and Dick Blick's black. And then this one is going to be with the silicone already mixed in here. And it was a lot of silicone. So I'm going to, and I told myself I was going to super stir it to make the cells even smaller that I could. All right, so let's first, before we do anything, torch this. Okay. And anytime you put yellow and blue together, you're gonna get this green. And now I kind of wish I would have not did that. So, but that's okay. So let's just put a little bit of this white in the middle. And that's with the silicone, Treadmill Silicone on this one. The other one that we did used Cell Magic. So, but this one is different. So, okay. So look at all of that. Pretty cool. So let's see how this all kind of comes together. We'll spin it. Yeah, that actually looks pretty cool, but we'll have to wait and see what it looks like afterwards, right? Just trying to figure out different ways to do the webbing. Okay, lots of cool webbing going on here, guys. Look at this. And this is just taking silicone and putting it into the white. No silicone on the other areas at all. And stirring it vigorously, right? So that's really cool. All right, well, let's see what happens when I spin it now. And this is probably for me not getting enough of the white out. It's got some good webbing kind of going on. All right, so let's go ahead and torch it and let's see what happens to it. I'm just gonna torch, let's see. So last time I did the red side, so let's just do the red side again. So let's just torch that side a little bit. Let's get the little bit in the middle, see if that helps. Bring out some stuff. Okay. I think that's it. All right, so that's experiment number 3 with white using silicone. Super cool. I like it. I like what I did here in the center too, so just to have some fun. Okay, so I'm going to let some of this paint kind of drip down and then get my sides here. So it looks like, you know, putting silicone in your cell activator paint on the top adds in some webbing. And maybe somebody's already done that and I just haven't seen it on YouTube, but I like it. It looks pretty cool. We'll just kind of see how it ends up drying. especially the black. It always seems to dry darker than I want it to dry, and none of the colors kind of come through. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. But, okay, I got all my sides touched up now. I don't think I'm going to do another spin. I like even the composition of this, so we're just going to keep it just like this. Okay, all right. On to the last one, which is the conditioner. So we'll see what that one looks like in just a minute. All right, get you set up here. Bye for now. Okay, so this is the last experiment of today, and what I'd really like to do is I'd like to do the black first and do the white last. I've been doing white first. So let's put that pillow of black on here. Okay, so now I'm going to let that kind of come back in. I am going to torch. I do see something right here. Grab my... There we go. It does have some lacing. Not what I thought it was going to. I thought this was going to be the most one, but I'm just going to let it go back in to the center. Just kind of move the paint up. And it has some webbing, definitely. Kind of through here. It'd be interesting to see what happens. You know, I use the blow dryer, so maybe that was what's different instead of using your own air. But we'll see how this one lands. But the colors are cooler than what they have been in the past. I think it's just how I was doing ring pours instead of just doing a dirty pour on it. But and so how you get your paint down is you just barely tap it right up underneath, and it allows the paint to come down. So if you ever have that, it is tough not to have fingerprint. You don't want fingerprints on the sides, so that's why I tap from the bottom up. Looks like all of that. Good. Okay, so we'll get you to the white next. Okay, so the last experiment today is with white, and I want to utilize the conditioner, Minwax conditioner. So here's my pillow. Let's get that down there. Nice and thick. A little bit more. And then let's blow that out. So that's the wood conditioner one. Look at all of that. So I'm wondering if with the black one, when I did it, if I forgot to stir it. And maybe I put too much. I don't know, but look at all that lacing going on in there. That looks good. So now I'm gonna let it just kind of funnel back into the center, and then we'll spin it, okay? This over here didn't get much lacing, so I'm gonna go ahead and torch just to get the air bubbles out. But this looks really nice. Really good. I like it. Okay, let me put it in the center more over here. Okay, ready? Very nice. Love that. I don't want that going off. How do I get this there? Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Let's get the paint over here off to the side a little bit so that way it spins better. Yeah, that looks really nice. So the wood conditioner definitely has a really cool look to it. I'm gonna try the black again, just to double check to see if I didn't do something right on it, because it feels like it should have been like this as well, right? It feels like that. But it's just really, you have to take the paint and you have to go across the top of the color. So whatever you use, you just have to go across the top. And that's what gets you the lacing too. And the colors coming between it. So yeah, I really like that one. Be interesting to see which one I like better when they're dry. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the current black one the way it is. I'm going to do another one of these with black though. So almost like a 7th, actually I've done 8, so almost like a 9th one. So an additional black one with this. Looks awesome. I like it. I'm going to move it kind of back over here into the center over here. Stretch it a little bit more this way. Yeah, I like it. Looks really cool. Like it. Like it a lot. Like it a lot. Or different ways to get different types of what am I trying to say? Different. All right, let's bye for now. Let's bye for now. Let's bye for now.
Thanks for watching, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that way you can get notified when I have a new video up. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.